Hello, friends. Happy Monday. Welcome to Ask a Designer with my sweet friend, Izzy. Izzy, how was your
Hi.
weekend?
It was good. How was yours, Phil?
It was excellent and stage of what today is going to be all about. So here's Julie.
Hi, my name is Julie Bauer Roth, and I'm the lifestyle blogger and face behind PaleoMG, and I'm a real life client of Phil's. I've been his client for probably 5 years now, and I have almost 600 people in it already. It is incredible. So I started this club as a spicy book club, so a smutty romance novel club. We read 2 books a month and talk about these on Zoom calls, but I really created it as a space that women could come to feel like they're in a really safe space to talk about sexuality and things that feel taboo, and maybe you don't even have friends to talk to about it. So it has already become that, and I'm so freaking excited about it, and I need your help to come up with some really cool merch, and I can't wait to see what you create. So I'll see you in the chat.
Julie is the best, and it's such an honor to get to feature her brand and her spicy new book club. On my screen, I'm sharing a post that is going to inspire some of the merch that we're going to create. A great little lesson using social media as a testing ground for your ideas. This post on screen is something that Julie shared a few weeks ago. When I tell you it went viral, over 30,000 likes, I think it was over 3,000 saves, and 19,000 people shared this with a friend to their Instagram stories, etc. And so this is like just, what a great way to use social media to inform what we're able to do with merch, for example. Izzy, so isn't that wild? Can you imagine 19,000 shares? That is
That is
definitely more than I've gotten on anything.
that is insane. It's like I don't think I can count up to there. So this is a big number.
I'm showing on screen Julie's brand, Paleo OMG, and this has been her brand for well over a decade. This is actually so what I'm showing I'm going to be working with today. The joy of working with real life client projects, Izzy, is that like we get to share our work and it gets to serve as the inspiration and the fuel for today. So we love iconography. We love our Adobe fonts, which are all set up in our brand kit. And it goes on. I think that's probably the majority of what I'll show you today. Next, we'll actually hop into Express. I did want to show this. The Spicy Book Club brand has been inspired by emojis. Julie uses emojis in her everyday language. And I wanted this kind of the aesthetic, the look of the book club to feel relatable, to feel everyday, and not something that was designed. So
That it is related to what you are selling as the main product, which here is a book. Obviously, it's on Patreon, if I'm not mistaken, correct, Phil?
that's right. That is right.
And you also want to make sure that that book will, or the merch, sorry, will resonate with the audience. So you need to make sure to know who you're designing the merch for. So here, I'm imagining with such a wide audience, there's a lot of different um, readers are going to go in here, but I'm thinking it's mostly going to be girls. If I am I correct, Phil?
That is definitely a safe assumption. Her audience now, in I think it's been 2 weeks since the book club launched, over 500 members. They are all women.
Okay,
So how about that?
perfect.
100% of the target market here in this case is
Is
women.
in is women. Perfect. So
And we're
okay,
back.
perfect.
I
And
think we
we
had
are
some internet
back.
issues. It's just a typical Monday around here. You know how it is, friends. But thanks for bearing with us. We are on Izzy's screen and we're starting to design a bookmark.
So because you mentioned the emoji stuff, I think it could be super fun to use emojis on that bookmark because the plan is to print it, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Correct. Absolutely. We want to get this printed. Maybe this is handed out at an event or a convention, or even, imagine if Julie was to do like a meetup at a library, something like that, a bookmark would be something that's fairly inexpensive to get made.
Okay, perfect. So I do something very simple. So because the content of the book is spicy, I think having the sweat emoji and the fire here is funny and it works well with the content of the book. I'm just going to make that a little bigger.
I am loving these like stencil version of emojis. Can you talk more about that? Because I sometimes, Izzy, think of our show as like a cooking show. And sometimes we make things live, which, we're making a bookmark live, but you also come prepared with some of these ingredients, pre-seasoned, pre-cut, and the emojis are
Indeed.
one of those.
Indeed. So when looking at the brand kit that you have sent, I was like, oh, I'd love to add a little something myself in here. And I love the emojis that we have here. Um, on the bookmark, I think the emoji would render really well, but depending on the type of merch that we decide to do, it may not always render properly because there's a lot of colors here and like you don't get that much depth. And sometimes it's better to have kind of a more vector like design on a t-shirt or whatsoever, depending. So came prepared in that sense that we would have access to the vector files of the emojis. And also, if I go back to the brand kit here, I want it to be in the same style as the brand, the full brand of Pillow Mike OMG. How you say it? Is it
Paleo MG, you got it. You
Paleo
got it.
MG? There you go. So when we look at the patterns here, everything is the outlines. I wanted to do something similar. Actually, I have it here. This is my very messy file in Illustrator.
No judgment. No judgment.
judge.
We can all relate to this. We all have messy. It just means we're creative.
Exactly. There you go. So I actually took a screen grab of the PDF with the full brand kit that you have shared with me, and I would like go and I dropped the colors to make sure that I have the proper colors for all of the emojis, like right here.
Love
There you go.
it.
So let me go back to Express right here. And what I'd love to do with this is maybe have a different colored background. Something dark.
So
I do
far, I've
like
been
that.
using the like the pink, the two kind of pink tones, or one is pink, one is salmon. But I'm excited, Izzy, to have your fresh eyes on this because I've been working with this brand now for a few weeks.
Mm.
So incorporating the classic Paleo MG turquoise, which you've selected here. I love that move.
So I'd like to add some text on here because we can't forget that this is at the end something to promote the book and promote something and promote yourself or your client. So I think we should add some text and have Julie's name at the bottom, handle, and website. So Phil, can you help me as I continue to design the bookmark and type that?
I would, oh, you even added a text field. We're both doing it here.
There you go.
We're like, yes.
Because I'm even wondering if this should be a full pattern that we kind of design ourselves here.
I love that idea. I love that idea. I also love the fact that I have Paleo OMG all set up with a brand
Yes.
in Express. By the way, this was a library, and I was able to single click, convert this from library into brand in Express, and it was just really easy. I like using a brand in Express since we have that option with a library because it enables me a few differences. It enables me to set a header font and a body font and organize my files a little more. Oh, I love what you're doing here, getting creative.
Yes, so having the logo in the middle, again, even though it's a bookmark and it's something that it's more linear, you can still grab people's attention because most of the time we will look in the middle first and then look at the bottom. So here, I think by adding the logo in the middle, you're still representing the brand and it's not done in a too much in your face way, which is something to be careful about. It's good to have your logo on merch, but don't overdo it. Sometimes something small resonates better with the audience than something big.
As Izzy is saying small, me now making the text at the bottom with the logo smaller. I'm just trying to follow the orders, Izzy, trying to follow the orders. I love that you're getting jazzy with these emojis. This is so fun. While we are designing, I want to mention what is such an exciting integration in Express with Zazzle. When you are working on project types like business cards, greeting cards, that's what we'll tackle next, even t-shirts, friends. Now, when you go to click the download button, actually, Izzy, can you do me a favor and just click the download button up in the top right corner? Sorry to interrupt you. People should be able to see a brand new feature called Print and Deliver. Print and deliver. Okay, now it's not going to be on every single thing. For example, I'm not sure that it's going to work with our bookmark design. I think a bookmark design is technically 2 business cards stacked, but it will work with business cards. It'll work with greeting cards. It'll even work with t-shirts. And we're going to have some fun today designing things that we can actually get made without even having to leave Adobe Express. How cool is that?
That is so cool.
This is looking really good. I love your take, your kind of stencil take on these emojis. Friends in the chat, I feel like I've done a terrible job of paying attention to you, so let me fix that right now. I want to shout out to Emily. Hello, sweet Emily. It is so good to see you. Idara, Clever. Oh, we got Jack. We got the whole crew today. We got Penny.
Yeah.
Hi, friends. We're so happy you're here. Keys goes, cooking show. Ay, caramba. Yes, we are a cooking show, except the design version of a cooking show. That would be a fun brand, Izzy. Cooking show.
Yes.
I actually have had a client project that was a cooking show, but that's a conversation we'll have another day. In fact, maybe it's a brand I'll bring to Ask a Designer.
Actually, I was thinking I do have a client that have some baked goods that I would love to bring on here. But again, putting some feelers in.
This is my first time seeing the chili pepper emoji that you designed. And if I had to choose a favorite, the chili pepper is it. Like, look how good. Look how good that is.
It's awesome. And I love how like this, like I kind of like the party vibe that's happening with the emojis right now.
I do too.
I'm trying to do is like I'm trying to scale them like and with different scales and also making sure that they also bleed outside because I find that a good pattern is when it bleeds outside and it's not necessarily contained within the space that we have. Like here, maybe we just kind of do this, then we kind of like fill it up as we go.
Friends, we're obviously here designing something that we intend to get printed. So it might be a good idea to turn on your margins, which I should point out you can do in Express. That is a relatively new feature. We can not only show margins, we can also show bleed. And Izzy, that might be something that we just keep an eye on, right, with our designs to make sure that those emojis that are getting pushed off the screen, showing the margins and the bleed, obviously, for projects that are going to be printed. Know that those features are there directly in Express. We used to have to like manually add the pixel count for what it would be, the minimal kind of inch size, but now we just toggle them on. Very easy. Those controls are in the top left beside the background color.
I just turned them on.
This is looking good. I love also you kind of embrace the chaos with the emojis, two side by side. We got books everywhere.
And I want to leave enough room here at the bottom so we can have some negative space to see the repeated logo and then Spicy Book Club at the bottom. So I'm just trying to make everything tight right now. Just so there's somewhat about the same negative space around all of the emojis. And I'm not creating like a real pattern. Like if I were an Illustrator, I would make it all straight and create it properly. But in this instance, I really want to make it chaotic and crazy.
Chaotic and crazy is the vibe today, friends. Hopefully you've joined us for the chaos and the crazy. By the way, I think our internet issues, I think, went away. In fact, we may have missed the internet was wreaking havoc at the beginning. So let me recap what it is exactly that we're doing today. We are designing merch, friends, designing merch. And we're starting with a bookmark. We're going to move on to a greeting card. If we have time, we're going to tackle a t-shirt. The brand that we're using today is PaleOMG, specifically by Juli Bauer Roth. Let's give her a shout out. She's one of my amazing clients. And recently she launched her Spicy Book Club. Izzy, it has been so incredible. She has had 500 members join in, I think it
Wow.
was the first week. 500 people join this book club on Patreon. And it's just been so cool to see her create a space for like safe discussions that women want to have, you know, and books are all the rage right now. And it's been really neat to see how transformative this book club has been for her audience in just a few weeks.
Speaking of Juli, I see Juli right now on YouTube who just joined
Woohoo!
us.
Juli, welcome. We're designing a book cover for you. I believe you're getting your nails done. So welcome, Juli. Welcome to Adobe Live. I think this is your first time hanging out with us. You picked a good episode to hang out with us because we're designing merch for you.
Okay.
We also got
feel like-
Robert in the chat. We've got Jeff. He says, anytime I'm working on a project and being creative, I call it happy chaos. Amen, Jeff.
I
That
love
sounds
that.
exactly right. Izzy, this is looking fantastic.
I'm very happy with this. If you are, I mean, you are the creative director today. I'm following your design orders.
You're doing an amazing job. I think this looks amazing. I am happy to take over at any point. Probably what I'll do is duplicate and resize this puppy into a greeting card. How we doing on time? Oof, we're doing great. What we've accomplished in 20 minutes, Izzy, I hope to keep up this productivity for the rest of the week.
Oh my goodness, same here. It's only Monday though. We'll see how we are doing on Friday.
Do you know what we have time for actually? And we might switch here to my screen if you're good with it. What I want to showcase before we start a greeting card is I want to showcase an add-on. Izzy, we usually mention where the add-ons are, but we don't get a chance to go deep into many of these add-ons, and I thought that we would change that today. One of the add-ons that I've been using for a lot of my projects is Mockups Studio. If we're going to pronounce it properly, it's Mockups Studio. It has 3 U's. Have you played around with this one at all?
Not yet, but I'm very excited to see because I love mockups. I have a full hard drive full of mockups. I love mockups. Let's talk about mockups, please.
You designer, you. That is classic designer behavior right there. So let me actually go to, I'm going to do, let's see, I'm going to do a custom size. And I'm going to keep it pixels. We're going to go 1080. Oop. We're going to go 1080 wide by 1920. And I will show you why in a moment. I have in my little asset library a preview of how the book club looks on mobile. And I'll just stretch this low. In fact, I might give us a few more pixels in the height. Let's go 2200. That is looking good. Friends, we're going to play around with the Up Studio add-on. So for any add-ons in Express, the way to find them is by clicking the add-ons icon, bottom left, and here under Discover, it's incredible how many have been added. And this, I feel like, gets expanded on every single day, at least it feels like. There are so many things in here that are beneficial or complementary to your projects. Essentially, add-ons are third-party tools that are really specializing in a certain area of something. It could be, generative AI. It could be storage. In this case, we're going to use Mockup Studio to actually create some mock-ups of the book club. I have found that, when you're creating a new idea, you're kind of like, how can I visualize this? How can I create proof of concept right away that this is something that exists? And actually, I am obsessed, Izzy, with how that bookmark looks as digital wallpaper. Are you seeing this? Let me actually export this mockup. And I might have to, I think I can insert it. We'll give that a second to work. Yes. Now let me just go to another page. I'm going to delete this for now, and I'm going to resize this. That's looking pretty square to me. We're going to resize that and pop this into place.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that, friends. That was a quick duplicate and resize, although we even barely had to resize it. This is specifically for people with communities and memberships. Patreon is a good example of this. So I've seen some of these on Discord and a variety of other tools. When you're creating a membership, free or in many cases paid, you want to be thinking about, what can I create that adds value? Ideally, something that doesn't cost you a ton of money. So a bookmark is a great example, right? But that's still going to cost money to get printed. So that might be something you offer at a certain level of your Patreon.
And
But
shipped, by the way.
And shipped. Thank you, Izzy.
Shipped,
and
yes,
shipped. Yeah. And shipped. And so one of the immediate, easy paths of lesser resistance for value, I think, is digital wallpaper, or wallpaper, for your computer, for an iPhone. Don't take these things for granted. You can hop into Express. Gosh, you might even be designing a bookmark. And this is something that you could single click up here, duplicate and resize into pretty much anything you wanted. By the way, when you're duplicating and resizing in Express, you can select multiple assets and create those. But having a wallpaper costs you nothing. You don't have to get it printed. To Izzy's point, you don't have to get it shipped. Look how amazing that looks. And Mockup Studio is just doing an amazing way of helping us visualize how that looks. I want to try a few more mockups. So we just, you can see here, you can click the screenshot. That's kind of funny. That one doesn't look quite right. But we don't know until we try. This one I am obsessed with, Izzy. Look how good that looks.
Awesome.
I want to make that my desktop wallpaper today.
Yes. Brownie points for Izzy and Phil.
But mostly Izzy.
It's your brand.
It is my brand.
The brand inspired me. So this is also what I love a lot about this show is that we get to work with each other's design.
Yes.
And how our ideas, how we can kind of build on each other's ideas. I can't wait to see where their show takes us even further, because every week there's something magical that happens. Just like that. Mm-hmm.
I agree. This is so cool. So this is Mockup Studio, the add-on in Express. Designers, I bring this up, creative pros. If you're wanting to visualize how your design looks, or better yet, you're wanting to figure out how to visualize something for your client, I love that you can do this directly in Express. I believe Mockup Studio is a premium add-on. You get 5 free exports. That might be enough for whatever it is you're creating. I was using this for a handful of projects over the weekend, so I did upgrade my Up Studio membership for a month, and get all your projects done before you cancel it, right? Izzy? Oops, I didn't say that out loud. So get them all done, right? I'm like, get all the mock-ups while I have that membership. But by the way, I love that I can get 5 for free. So generally, when you're exploring the add-ons in Express, so many of these, even if it's a premium tool, it's still going to give you the ability to do a certain number, do a limited number before you'd have to pay. Have you seen this one, Izzy? This one is for color blindness, a color blindness simulator. By the way, and
Oh,
don't quote me on this stat, but I believe it's something like 12% of men have this first type of color blindness. So
huh.
this is actually something you should really think about. See how that blue? It's like someone with color blindness sees this design completely differently. I
Mm-hmm.
generally like to hop in here and just make sure that what I'm designing can be seen and consumed by someone that might have color blindness. Better yet, I can hop into Contrast Checker, which is an add-on directly from Adobe. And here I can adjust the foreground and the background color and make sure quantitatively that what I'm creating actually has contrast, to make sure that it can be seen by
We
everyone.
have we have a question from Jeff in the chat asking if the mock-ups have a CD case cover.
A CD case cover. That's a good
Or
question. Let's go
mock-up,
back here.
CD case mock-up.
Let's see. Let's see, Jeff. I'm gonna go ahead, open that mock-up. Here we can do a search. So let's actually look for a CD. That looks like an iPad to me. Let's try music. Okay, I don't know if I'm seeing a CD cover per se. I wish I was, because that would be a really good idea. Jeff, my recommendation is you should be able to hop in here and actually search through some of the categories of Mockup Studio. Here they have them kind of categorized, like you can do them isometric, by season, holiday, people in studio, so even with PNG background saved. I initially don't see a CD, my friend, but that is definitely something to take a look at. Yeah, I don't see it, but that would be a good one to have.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Specifically,
so
if that book was turned into like a Audible or something like that afterwards, like
mhm.
once the Patreon, or let's say whenever Julie has another book that comes out and then makes the first one available on Audible or something like that, having a CD cover would be a really cool idea to promote this idea.
That's a really good idea. Okay, what I did was create a new canvas. Just for simplicity, I'm going to stay in the same project. If I wanted, I could create a new project and create a greeting card. I remember that a greeting card is typically 5x7, or it could be 4x6. In this case, we'll design 5x7. We're going to move on to designing that. Thanks for indulging me
Okay.
in Mockup Studio. Let's go ahead and get designing a greeting card. So Izzy is already at it with the pepper.
The pepper. I want to
Should we
have
switch to your
something.
screen? Should we switch to your
Let's
screen to
do
get
it.
started on the greeting card? Okay, let's
Sure.
switch.
Let's do it. I want to add something for text, like something that is, because this is all about spicy topics, something that will invite people, like curiosity to open the card, because it's almost like opening a book for that greeting card.
Mhm.
So maybe chat, you can help me on what should be the copy on the cover of the greeting card. Like, I don't want to say spice up your life because this is a Spice Girls.
Well, now we
But
have to use that. Now we have to use
okay.
that. I feel like, Izzy, why don't you put that for now? And isn't this true for designing? Like sometimes it's like, just put something. And then, ooh, I love that little half circle moment.
I love this right here, text layout, the arch, and I just want to make sure that I have the right
font.
Branded font, yes.
If not, I can help you out in that department.
Yes, please.
Okay.
I want to make that a little.
I'm on it. I
Awesome.
am on it.
There you go.
There we go.
And I'm also wondering if we go back to the overview, if we can have that beautiful pattern as the background, playing with this thing, the layers here.
Yep. You decide the scale that you want. I have that in the assets as a PNG in this case, just to keep it simple.
I'm gonna make it like this, and I'm going to play with the transparency because right now there's a bit of a conflict of visibility. I love that the logo icon is kind of peeping out, but we still understand.
I love it.
The brand.
And do you know that we created that pattern to get towels made for Juli's brand? She did a retreat recently in Costa Rica, and we made towels, custom branded towels with this pattern. So fun.
This is so cool. I love merch in general. Like, I mean, I mentioned that in the beginning. To me, this is truly when you can see a brand coming to life, is when you see it physically with accessories, or because there's one thing to say about social media and website when it's all digital, but when it's physical, to me, there's something special that happens.
I agree. And also, I mean, I feel like as designers, we spend so much of our time staring at a screen, and then to actually like hold something in real life, nothing is better. Something that you've worked hard to create. Like mock-ups, we love mock-ups, but like actually seeing things out in the wild, nothing beats it. Do you agree, friends in the chat? I just love it. I love when things actually get made into real life, you know?
Me too. I mean, I love anything printed to begin with. So when it's I'm trying to create something interesting here, but it may not be working.
That's allowed. That's allowed. That's what we get to do in Adobe Express. They create this environment where we can try things out. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I like the direction you're headed here.
Still want to.
I will say, I'm kind of in love with your stenciled emojis, though.
I'm wondering with the background if it would be a little too much with the lines. So having something, but we can try it. We can definitely try it. Oops.
I feel like with the scale that you have, you might be able to pull it off. Although the top of the pepper is turquoise, so that might not work. Yeah.
Maybe it's this. Maybe it's the tongue out or the sweat emoji that we use. I keep doing that. There you go. Okay, so.
Friends, if you're just joining us, we've moved on from designing a bookmark to now designing a greeting card. Izzy's working away using the brand library that we have set up for Juli. Paley OMG is her brand. She's been a lifestyle blogger for over 10 years. She's one of my favorite clients ever. Don't tell my other clients. She's one of my favorites. I mean, I just literally love working with her. She's so fun. I feel like we just have so much fun day to day. And I'm so proud of her for launching her spicy book club to create a safe space for women to talk about spicy things. I love what you're doing here, Izzy. This is looking really good.
But I'm not sure about this though. I'm not sure. I kind of
like. I think we need to go. Yeah, you're right. You're right. That was my idea. You indulged me, and it didn't work. I still appreciate you trying it.
So I feel like we need to have let's get spicy, but I think we need a sentence like open me or something like that at the bottom right here. So what could it say? Something for like more info inside, or
like something
Like,
playful. Let me come up
I
with
dare
something.
you. Like
Yeah.
I dare you. Like
Yeah.
something like that. Go and then I think this is the proper font. Perfect. Let's get spicy. I dare you. I like that.
Go ahead, take a peek if you can handle the heat. Get it, it's a
Oh,
pepper.
I like that. Can you
I'm gonna type it.
handle the
Yeah, can you handle the
heat?
heat? Yeah,
Let's make that.
that's really cute.
Oh, I love that. Julie, do you like this? Is this something you would say? Is this in your tone of voice? Because again, this is important that it matches the content that you're sharing in your book.
What's so fun, even just like using emojis is very true to Julie's brand. I feel like, branding is almost just like taking inventory of those moments, and it can be something as simple as emojis, like using emojis. Um, think about like how people write their captions on Instagram. How do you show up day to day? What does that look like? I feel like a good brand is you really creating that kind of consistent experience, you know? I feel like
Consistent.
branding is just like, yeah, branding is just like, who are you in real life and how do we recreate that experience online? That's how I think about this.
Should we focus on the inside now of the card, or do you want to go to something else?
No, we got time. Let's go. Let's
time?
go to the inside.
Okay.
Absolutely. Um,
Just
what I
go to-
might show, no, I'll do this shortly. I want to show people the
Okay.
new add-on with Zazzle, but let's get the inside designed.
Okay.
So maybe we will duplicate a canvas blank size. I mean, also we could leave the inside blank. What do you think?
I
Would
think we should
you?
have a QR code to the book, the
The
so
book
we should
club.
the book club exactly,
Okay.
and like an invitation, because it's an invitation to that Patreon subscription.
Yes.
So I think we should have that. So maybe the left side is blank,
Yep.
but the right side, then we have something in it.
I
So I'm
love
just
it.
gonna
Well,
delete
why don't
everything.
if we switch to my screen, let's make a QR code together, friends. You might think, huh, to make a QR code, we got to leave Express. Oh, no, you don't. I'm going to go ahead and click the Adobe Express logo in the top left, and we are going to use one of my very favorite quick actions, which is generate a QR code. Can I recommend something? Hop over here in Express and click Quick Actions. So once again, we click that purple plus sign, filter here by Quick Actions versus just staying on the Create menu. Look at all of the things that you can do in Express, sometimes powered by Firefly. These PDF actions are powered by Acrobat. There's just and some of them are powered by Photoshop. There's just so many cool things that you can do in Express that just make it easier and quicker. And generating a QR code is definitely one of those things. Now, I use a shortened link for the book club. That is so that it's easy to remember off the top of my head, and also for my client, Julie, to be able to link people to this book club. Fun fact, Julie might not know this. Over 10,000 people have clicked this link from her stories, from her blog posts. So I often do this with clients of mine that are active online. Think about creating a custom shortened link. You can sync it with Bitly, Rebrandly are two of the common link shorteners. I actually have a YouTube video coming out on this in the next few weeks, but I'm a huge fan of shortened links because we can remember things quickly. Let me pump this up actually in size. There we go. Now you should be able to see it a little better. So with this quick action to generate a QR code, it'll literally do that, but then we can adjust the style, make it a little more on brand. I like this style. I want to round the corners a little bit. I could make that circular if I want. And then we can adjust the color. You have just a few options here for color. I'm going to leave this black. And then here we
Actually,
can, Yes.
Can you make it that like almost not?
Orange
Yes, because I'm
or
keeping
red?
the background. I'm keeping the background dark, that dark blue that we dark turquoise that we have been using.
So you think orange.
Mm-hmm. Or
Love it.
that like light pink that we have in the brand colors could be nice too.
I think that I would have to make it a PNG, and then we would have to fill it probably in Photoshop. So maybe we just
Oh, okay.
do
We just do
orange for
this.
this one. Yep. And then
Perfect.
we can select that. So, okay, I'm going to download that. Izzy, let's switch back to your screen if you're ready, and then I'll upload that QR code onto that page.
Perfect. So while Phil was showing us how to do a QR code, I have been working on here. Super simple, just basically adding this emoji. Want to keep it consistent with the front. And now we have the QR code right here. And then we would add again the text at the bottom. When I say text, I mean copy of the handle on social media, website, like so.
This is one little trick that I do. Sometimes if I want to like put the QR code into a shape, I just drag a rounded square, which is a shape in Express, and then I can group those together and it just feels a little more, you know, a little cuter.
Here you go.
We
By
got
the
some
way, we
good.
got an. Oh, sorry. I was going to say we
You and
got
I were
an
going to
answer
say the
from
same thing.
Julie. Yeah, well,
Yes.
go ahead.
I was going to say we have some good chatter having or going on Behance. Some exchange of some mock-up links. Love that. Behance, by the way, is an amazing place to find designer mock-ups. A lot of times they're free. I get some of my best resources from Behance, so good on you for shouting that out. You go ahead now, Izzy. You were going to say something about Julie over on YouTube. We got our eyes on both
Correct.
chats.
Yes. I was going to say that Julie did confirm that the front cover copy is in her tone of voice and probably something just a bit more dirty, which is really funny.
That's so funny that she said that because I was thinking that. I was thinking that in my head. I'm like, Julie would probably say something a little more delightfully crass. That would be on brand.
Well,
You
we're
know, it's
keeping it
Adobe Live, so we're
PG.
keeping it PG.
Exactly.
But Lord, we don't want to, but we will.
No.
But we don't want to, but we will. This is looking really good.
Like, I'm just going to say here, I dare you. I think that I dare you is like,
Dare you. Yep.
Yeah. I dare you to scan this. To scan.
I love this. This is an instance where you could mock it up, you could put some copy in place, and then I can, you bring this back to your client and say, hey, how would you say this? And what words would you use? But it's so easy to swap that kind of stuff in and out in Express that so much of this is just showing proof of concept. I love how this is coming together. Love how this is coming together.
Thank you. Actually, I like this. I like whenever we're like, there's a pattern, but you use it to frame like what you want to be seen first. So it's just kind of like finding, so it's not in the way of the copy like this here. During the book club, we see it very clearly. It's framing that book right here. It's filling up the negative space. So to me, this is a successful design.
I think it looks amazing. When you are ready, we can switch to my screen and I will show you the new integration with Zazzle, the print and deliver option.
Let's switch it to Phil. There
Great. Okay, I'm going to go back to the front of the card. This new little feature that, friends, you're going to see in Express, brand new, marked new. When you click that download button top right, you're going to see the option to print and deliver. So what is it you want to make? We tackled the first option here, which is the folded card. But let me just quickly scroll through and show you all of the things that you can actually get made with this integration: invitations and their sizes, flyers, posters, business cards. I've already created those. Plus, if we have time today, we are going to make a t-shirt. We are going to make a t-shirt just because we can, Izzy.
Yes, we
So
can.
I'm going to go ahead and select the folded card, 5x7. That's what we designed for. So in this case, it's saying redesign, although I thought we did a 5x7, but maybe it's adding a, let's see, I'm going to actually just duplicate and resize. Let's see what this does for us. We'll give it a second. It's going to look at that design. We're working here on the right-hand side of my screen. Again, new print and deliver feature. It'll take here a second to prepare the document. It gets nervous because it's on screen. Okay, I see. It's working from that first design. So what we actually want to work from is, that's what it was confused about. There we go. You can actually see. That's weird. It's putting this one together. Oh, I see, Izzy. It's because we had those designs earlier on. So if we change the order, I think here, let me just quickly change the order and put those first. Let me go back to print and deliver, loading the product. You would, in this case, let's say we were designing every page of it, we'd want to make sure that those pages are in order. Also, if you want, let's say the inside of the card to be blank, you'd want just 2 5x7 canvases that are blank. But how cool is this? You can actually choose the pages that you want to print here. So we'd leave, for example, we'd leave the mock-up out. We would just need to, there are actually 4 sides because it's a folded card. This is just an example. I want to show you how easy this is in Express. I love that it's got this mock-up up top so we can envision how it's actually going to look. We can confirm our size. I did mention you've got the 5x7, which is what we're designing. But if you want to do a smaller version, which is 4 by almost 6, you've got that option. How cool is this, Izzy? Envelopes, paper type, so semi-gloss or matte. I prefer matte. Orientation, we can single click and adjust that here if we wanted to. And have a look at this. It gives us the price. And we can select our quantity here. Obviously, the more you order, the more money you'll save on your order. We can add this to the cart. I won't actually order it today, but I want you to see how easy this is without even having to leave Express.
This is so cool because I can see this working with clients whenever they need something fast. Let's say they have forgotten there's an event happening. They forgot that, oh my goodness, we wanted to order envelopes or whatsoever. And then you're like, hey, I can set it up very quick for you. And then you are in control of ordering it through Zazzle.
That is the perfect example, Izzy. I feel like Express is setting us up for success. You, the designer that's got a very long to-do list every day, it's a perfect instance where you could have a template set up for the client. They can hop in here, modify the details of their business card, their phone number changed, their job title changed, email changed, modify that and be able to have so much control without even leaving Express. Once again, the integration is with Zazzle. Okay, if you've used them before, they're very reliable. The printing happens very quickly. And you can see here, you put in all your shipping details. It'll quote for the shipping. I think you get the idea. I think it would be really fun in the final few minutes that we have to design a t-shirt. So I went ahead and pasted the text. I know I'm a maniac. I'm going to do this in 2 minutes. We're going to design a t-shirt in 2 minutes, Izzy. Can we do it?
We can do it. I can't actually see where you're at because I started a t-shirt design too.
Stop it. Let's switch to your screen. Let's switch to your screen. Let's switch to you. If you've already got one started, I want to see it.
So can you talk about so I guess it's that post, right? That did amazing.
Yes. Do you want me to paste the text in?
I have it.
Okay.
So it's crazy that you're not seeing it. But here I have the sweat emoji. Okay, perfect. And I'm seeing this could be just on a regular, maybe a black.
There's a white shirt and a black shirt. So just kind of design with that in mind. We can choose that option when we go to checkout.
Perfect. So I want this maybe in that color and this we're not seeing as much. So Let's go and fetch the actual. This is cute. So let's try this.
Is this a new project, by the way, or is it a page in this one?
It's a page in this one. We can see it's all here.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I'm not seeing that. Oh, I think because I duplicated I know what happened, Izzy. When I selected duplicate and resize, it brought me into a new project. That's what that was.
That's what happened. Okay. Just want to make sure here that there's no orphans or widows, however you call it. No one last word that is on its own, that we have a nice block of text. I'm usually not a fan of centered text, but for a t-shirt, specifically if this is in the back, I think we can like go with it because or else it would be off balance if it's not centered. So here, okay. Do you like this design, Phil?
I
Would
think it
that
looks
work?
amazing. I'm already envisioning how it would look on a t-shirt. If we want to switch to my screen, you'll be able to see it. I just have to refresh it because it actually needs to be a PNG. I think it has to be a transparent background. So let me just click resize and then select the design that you just did. Friends, you should be able to see it there. There we go. There we go. If we switch
This
to
is
my screen, you'll
amazing.
see it. Yes, it looks so, so good. So you can select that mock-up and
Do we
here
have
we
someone
go.
at the back? Can we see the back of the t-shirt? Is there a mock-up for that?
You can actually design the back. In this case, we haven't.
Like that.
Yeah, but like, I mean, how cool, like a little graphic tee. I absolutely love it. I know we literally have 1 minute left in the show, but look at this. There's even a video of him with the
What?
design.
Wow.
So friends, there's so much you can do yourself in Express. This is exciting for you, Creative Pro. This is exciting for someone who's like, I don't even know how to get my own merch made, but I've got my brand and everything set up. Now you can do this in Express. Print and deliver new feature perfect for merch and a really awesome addition that will just keep us in Express. And we don't have to worry about going anywhere else. You know, exporting, importing, all of it can be done directly in Express. Thank you for indulging me today. And also a huge shout out and thank you to Julie for letting us use her amazing brand. And a huge congratulations to her for the very successful launch of her book club. And Izzy, how much fun was that for
It
like
was so
inspiration?
fun. It was so fun. Now I feel like I can tackle the rest of my design projects for the week.
I agree. You did an amazing job of those stencil emojis. We had a lot of fun. Chat, thanks for hanging out with us today. This was a lot of fun. Stick around. There's more goodness coming up to start your week right here on Adobe Live. We'll see you back in 2 weeks' time. See you then on Ask a Designer.
Thank you. Bye.